did I bring this prayer pillow out? I just want you to know this is an excellent pillow.
Got a whole lot of money. Raindrop, drop top.
Hi, my name is Sydney Chandler, owner and founder of the Baddie Brunch Series, and 2018 is my year of partnership. So the evolution of Sydney. I historically have not always been as inclusive as I am now. I kind of used to be a mean girl in high school, sometimes in college, post-college. I wasn't always as nice as I am now. I don't know if it's because, you know, they say Dallas girls aren't always the friendliest. We have our southern charm, but we're very particular about who we share that charm with and who we let in our circle. So I wasn't always as inclusive, but I think at the end of 2015, I don't know what came over me. I'm just going to say it was God, but I just started to really want to have events and invite more people. So obviously, I had my first Baddie Brunch, and that was with my friends, and then they started to invite their friends, and I didn't even trip. I didn't even care. I just wanted us all to get together, and it just felt really good. This was in the wake of GroupMe, when my circle was forced to expand because I was meeting more people, and I just really enjoyed it. And these people I was meeting were so interesting, and I was like, is this what I've been asleep on for the past 5 years? So that is the evolution of Sydney. How I decided on my career choice and side hustle. As far as my career choice goes, I've always wanted to work in the buying office. Being a buyer just always sounded like this super cool job where you get to fly out and travel and dress cute. And I just wanted to do that. And everyone would tell me that is not what it is, Sydney. It's way more than that. And I was just destined to prove them wrong. I really wanted to work in fashion because it's always been a passion of mine. And so I landed a job at a really, really dope corporate retailer here in Dallas, working at their headquarters in the buying office. I do now see that it is not what I thought it was, but not in a bad way, just in a different way. But that's how I got, you know, my corporate job. And as far as deciding on my side hustle, I've always been one to enjoy event planning. From me planning my 9th grade sleepover in elementary school to now, I enjoy it. And like I said, honestly, I started Baddie Brunch because I wanted to get dressed up and go get brunch and take cute pictures. And I did that with my friends, and I wanted to do it again with them, but more people came. And it literally was like a snowball. Like, it just tumbled into something great. And so, here I am. Define Baddie by societal standards versus Sydney standards. Societal standards, a baddie is someone that is fine as fuck, but on the outside. You know, you got the boobs, you got the butt, slim waist, bundles, baby hairs, nice feet and braids, may or may not sell flat tummy tea, may or may not have a discount code to whatever. That is what a baddie is to societal standards. You know, you may or may not be in DJ Khaled's video, you know, something like that. But the Sydney standards, which I might make into my new blog, thank you, Tia. But Sydney standards of baddie is deeper than that. You know, looking good is important. Don't get me wrong. It's the first thing that people see. So yeah, I do think that the outside look is extremely important. However, I think the inside is way more important than what you look like on the outside. You know, do you partner well with people? How do you treat people? What kind of things do you have going on professionally? Like, are you employed and in school and you have a side hustle? Do you have many talents and passions? And like, it's deeper than that. So it's not as shallow as what societal standards are for being a baddie. It really takes a deeper look in who you are as a woman. As the Baddie Godmother, what's next for this brand? That really, it cracks me up because I did not create that name for myself. Somebody did that, but I love it, so I'm gonna go with it. As the Baddie Godmother, what's next for the brand? I really want to travel. I want to take this brunch on the road. I've been in Houston, been in Austin, obviously been in Dallas and stuff like that, but I've been requested to come to some really cool places. I've been requested to come to DC, Chicago, Oklahoma City, a lot of cool places, and I want to go there. I think that every city deserves a Baddie Brunch. You know, we're in the time where a lot of millennial women are moving to different cities for careers. So you don't really live in the city that you're from. I'm fortunate enough to be from Dallas and live in Dallas, but 80% of the baddies at Baddie Brunch are transplants. And I think that's true for almost every city. And when you move to a new city, you don't know, where the black people are, let alone that there is a hidden pocket of professional and bomb as fuck black women that you can commune with. And that's the purpose of Baddie Brunch. I want to take this joint on the road and have all these black women come together in one space, you know, pour into each other, laugh with each other, get lit with one another. That is what I think every city deserves, and that's what I'm destined to do. How do I think women of color can support each other more, and have we been programmed to not support each other? The first part of that question, I think we can definitely support each other more, and I think how we do it is take the time to foster true relationships with one another. I think because we are millennials, we have that microwave mentality. You know, we want everything now. She has a brand, I have a brand, we can do it together. That sounds good in theory, but I think everyone has to understand that your brand is your baby. Just like you're not quick to let your kids stay over at everybody's house for a sleepover, it's the exact same thing. I think it's important to understand that everybody, we want our brands to be the next XO Nicole. We want our brands to be the next Fashion Bomb Daily. And we want time to cultivate to get to that level, or at least a level of comfort that we've been able to grow our own legs and walk on our own. And I think to partner with somebody or to support somebody, there's a level of trust that has to be inserted in that relationship. And it takes time to get there. So maybe random coffee talks, random happy hours, just linking up more often. Maybe you attend a Baddie event. Whatever you want to do to kind of get to know more women and support them in that right. I think also taking the time to go to whatever this woman is having. If there's a woman of color that's having an event or is having a pop-up shop or, you know, wants to interview you for their blog, I think it's okay to say yes sometimes, you know, and say, yeah, I'll do that. You ain't doing nothing else, you know. Pay the ticket for however much it costs to go to their event, you know, carve out the time to be interviewed by their wonderful brand and show that support, and in return offer the same thing. Have we been kind of taught to not support each other? I think, yeah. I think a lot of us are afraid to let someone into our brand because that trust isn't already there. I think it also has a lot to do with the fact that women of color are double minorities. We're both, you know, racial minorities, and then gender-wise, we're minorities as well. So there's a sense of competition that we have to get to the top, you know. And when someone else is inserted into that narrative, then you got somebody else to get to the top either with or against. And I think it's up to us to determine which one that is. What do I think society expects from women today? Honestly, it's a great time to be a woman because we are doing some dope shit. Like, women are starting to control the narrative. Obviously, we birthed the nation. But aside from that, you look at movements like the #MeToo movement, or you look at how Hollywood wore all black to the Golden Globes to stand in solidarity. You look at your timeline, and there's a different woman of color or a woman, period, with a blog, a jewelry line, a boutique, a hairline, skincare line, something. You know, we're really, you know, owning our passions and our purpose and doing whatever it is that we want to do and making it okay to do that. And also standing up for one another and ourselves. So I think society expects us to, you know, own our purpose, own our voice, speak up for ourselves and one another, and not be afraid to do whatever it is that you want to do. I think society's expectations have changed from what it used to be. It used to be sit still, be silent, do whatever the man says. While we still have those patriarchal constructs, I think we're starting to kick them in the ass. How would I describe the millennial man today in the dating scene in my experience? How much time do you have? Okay? No, I love the Millennial Men. You know, they're cool. I have them as partners. But the Millennial Man wants to be at a certain level in his career before he starts to date seriously, I believe. I think they want to be on the brink of their promotion, or maybe they're not in their dream job and they don't want to, they think that as soon as you start dating a woman seriously, she's going to be looking for a ring 72 hours later, and then you don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of because you're not where you want to be career-wise. But that's not it, you know? I think you don't have to be at this level to, you know, to be with a woman. If you look at, you know, the past of our grandparents and our parents, you know, a lot of them didn't have much before they got to where they were going. A lot of them grew together. And when you grow together, you're actually having a chance to build a relationship. You know, you have something, a foundation, you know. So I think, I wish that they weren't that way, but they are. And it's fine. You know, it's a little bit selfish, but you gotta be. When you're single, it's okay to be a little selfish. And as far as dating goes, the Millennial Man is just not as honest as one would hope. And maybe it's not the Millennial Man. Maybe it's men in general. But the Millennial Man, I think they want to sometimes shield us from the truth because we might not be able to handle the truth, which sometimes we can't. Sometimes the truth hurts, but at least you spoke the truth and you allowed me to digest it however I wanted to. You know, it wasn't, you know, right now I'm just not in the time that I want. No, tell me, you know what, I'm just kind of fucking around right now and I will contact you at a later date. And then, okay, I might be like, girl, let me tell you what this man told me, but at least you gave me the truth, you know. Or maybe just say, you're dope. I want to continue to hang out with you, but I'm not looking to get married, so let's just kick it and see where it goes. There's a lot of different things that you can say in a lot of different ways. But I think the honesty part is what the Millennial Man is missing. What does Black Girl Magic look like to me, past, present, and future? I think Black Girl Magic in the past, I think they're the ones who sparked it. You know, I think in the wake of so much inequality, Black women had to form these bonds, because when you don't have something, you come together for like support, or, you know, whatever that is for you. So I think they're the ones who started it. You know, you look at Black women being at the forefront of the civil rights movement, you know, that's what started the Black Girl Magic. I think present, I think we're trying to recreate that. You know, I think we really want to come together more. I think we want to celebrate each other more. You know, the whole, you look on everybody's page, on my page, even mine, like on my Instagram, my comments are all women. All women of color. And it's always, yes, sis, go girl, oh, you doing that, whatever that looks like. I'm rooting for you, Cardi B. Like, all that kind of stuff. That's the Black Girl Magic. We wanna celebrate each other's success, uplift each other, and come together. I think we want to do that now more than ever. So that's what it looks like for the present. And for the future, Black Girl Magic is really about to be lit as fuck, honestly, because you look at, you know, a publication like Essence Magazine that's now 100% Black owned and run by predominantly African American women. So we get to control the images that are projected onto our children. We get to write the stories that we want our children to read, or our youth to read, or our community to read. And that is power. And if we're starting now with our own publication, you know, we got Revolt, we got Aspire, we got TV One. We're getting to the point to where this Black Girl Magic thing is about to kick the world in the ass. What is my self-care routine? And how do I juggle my business to make time for myself? My self-care routine involves two things. The first thing it involves is TV. I love watching TV. I love watching blockbusters, those like independent films with predominantly African American characters. I love those films. They're so bad, but they're so good to me. So that is what my self-care looks like. When I come home, I get to watch TV. I drink me some wine or some Crown. And I lay on this couch and I just tune into TV and I just am with myself. Sometimes it also involves spending time with my friends. I love my friends. My friends, a lot of them, sometimes they don't even come to Baddie Brunch all the time, but I love that because they're kind of like a chance for me to step outside of myself and into my circle. You know, we can talk about basketball wives. We can talk about all the funny Instagram people that have us dying laughing. We can talk about our own personal stories, and I get to just be involved, you know, with them. So that's my self-care routine. Spending time with my friends because they literally are the funniest people on the planet. Okay, so 3 networking tips I have for the introverted millennial woman. Don't judge me, guys, but the first thing I think involves a cocktail. And if you don't drink, then we'll talk. But I think it involves a cocktail. Like when you go to a networking event, regardless of what it is, having a drink in your hand, it kind of takes the edge off. Now, don't, rely on liquor to get you where you want to be in life. That's not what I'm saying, kids. What I am saying is having something in your hand, having something to do while you navigate the room is important. That does not mean have your phone. Having your phone out while you're at this networking event or whatever is just bad faux pas. Don't do that. You can do that at home. But something in your hand, even if it's a thing of water or Coca-Cola, just something to do with your hands is important. So a cocktail or Coca-Cola. The second thing I would think is confidence. I can smell confidence on people. So can everybody else. If you look inferior, I don't really want, it's weird. You're making the conversation weird. So own up to it. Sit up straight, hold your head high, and introduce yourself to that person. Because everybody is at this networking event for a reason. Everybody wants to meet somebody that can help further their career in some way. So you have something to offer. Just have the confidence to do it. And the last thing is having something to offer, the conversation. I don't want to talk to somebody who's just interviewing me and not providing any, content to the conversation. Let's talk about you too. Ask me how I got to where I am. I'm going to ask you the same thing. Vice versa. Provide content to the conversation so that you can be someone that I can remember. You want to be memorable when you leave the networking event at the end of the day. Something about Sydney that you won't be able to find on social media. 2 things. The first thing is I am in love with black and white movies and the past. Like I love the historical past. I can sit here and watch Turner Classic Movies all day long without moving at all. Like Harry Belafonte, Dorothy Dandridge, Audrey Hepburn, Katharine Hepburn, Lauren Bacall. I love their films and I just enjoy watching them. Otis Redding, my favorite artist, I love him too. If I could plant myself in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s without the racism, I would. And then the second thing is I am obsessed with or questioning my purpose and my passion. We all are good at certain things. We all work in certain fields and do certain things, but sometimes I question, am I doing the right thing? Is this what God intended for me to do? I know I have Baddie Brunch and I enjoy connecting women. I enjoy event planning, but sometimes I wonder, is that what I'm destined to do? If, connecting women and going to, doing these events and stuff, I wonder if that's what I'm destined to do. I went to a funeral last year and my dad got up and spoke. And my dad, he talked about, what are you doing with your dash? And your dash is, the year you were born, dash, the year you passed. So what are you doing with the dash? What are you doing with your life? And I often wonder and I question, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing what God intended for me to do? And I question that sometimes. So that's something you can't read online. Okay, so my name is Sydney Chandler. And I want to say thank you to Tia of Millennial Wives Club for featuring me on Millennial Magic Monday. This is my year of partnership. This is my year of yes. So Tia really just helped jumpstart that year of yes for me. I'm looking to partner with more people, and I'm just really glad that she works with me in my corporate life, and that she thought enough of Baddie Brunch and myself to feature me. So thank you, boo.
Bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up with a Uzi.